Right now, you think you're getting older? But what if I told you that right now doesn't actually exist? Here's something that'll mess with your head. The past, present, and future are all happening at the same time. And once you understand this, you'll never stress about deadlines the same way again. See, everything you've been taught about time is basically a comfortable lie. Your brain created this illusion because, well, the truth would probably break you. But today, we're going to break it down anyway. Think about this. When you look at the sun, you're seeing it as it was 8 minutes ago. That's how long light takes to reach Earth. So technically, you're looking at the past. But here's where it gets weird. If someone on the sun had a powerful enough telescope to see you right now, they'd be seeing your future. Let me tell you about this guy who changed everything. Albert Einstein was sitting on a train in 1905, just watching the world go by. He noticed something strange. When the train moved, clocks at different stations seemed to run at different speeds. Not broken clocks, regular working clocks. This simple observation led to one of the biggest mind blows in human history. Einstein realized that time isn't this universal thing taking away the same for everyone. It's more like ... Imagine time as Play-Doh. You can stretch it, squeeze it, bend it, and the crazy part, we've proven this is true. They took two identical atomic clocks. These things are so precise, they won't lose a second in millions of years. They kept one on the ground and flew the other around the world in a jet. When the plane landed, the clocks showed different times. The flying clock was younger. Not by much, just billionths of a second. But it was measurably younger. Time had literally moved slower for it. Here's something that'll blow your mind. You're already time traveling. Every single day. When you walk upstairs, your head ages faster than your feet. I'm not making this up, because your head is slightly farther from Earth's gravity. Time moves a tiny bit faster up there. Over your entire lifetime, your head will be about 90 billionths of a second older than your feet. But let's talk about something even weirder. Remember everything that's ever happened to you? All those memories. According to physics, they're not really in the past. They exist right now, just in a different slice of space-time. Imagine the universe as a huge loaf of bread. Each slice is a moment, what we call now. But here's the thing, the whole loaf already exists. Every slice, from the Big Bang to whatever the end looks like, it's all there. We just experience it one slice at a time because that's how our brains work. This isn't some new age nonsense. This is what Einstein's equations tell us. It's called the block universe theory, and most physicists think it's probably true. You know what's really messing with your sense of time? Speed. And I don't mean driving fast. I mean just existing on Earth. Right now, you're spinning around Earth's axis at about 1,000 miles per hour. Earth is orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. Our whole solar system is flying through the galaxy at 514,000 miles per hour. And our galaxy, screaming through space at over 1 million miles per hour. You're basically on the universe's craziest roller coaster, and you don't even feel it. But all that speed, it's affecting how you experience time. If you could somehow stop completely, I mean really stop, relative to everything in the universe, time would speed up for you compared to everyone else. But that's impossible because there's no universal stop in space. Everything is moving relative to everything else. This is why GPS satellites have to account for time dilation. They're moving fast, and they're farther from Earth's gravity. So time runs faster for them, about 38 microseconds per day faster. Doesn't sound like much, but if we didn't correct for it, GPS would be off by about 6 miles per day. Your Uber would never find you. Here's the part that really scrambles people's brains. There's no such thing as now for the whole universe. Let me explain. You and your friend are standing 10 feet apart. When you see them wave, you're actually seeing them as they were 10 nanoseconds ago. That's how long light took to travel from them to your eyes. So your now and their now are already different. Scale this up, someone on Mars. You're seeing them 14 minutes in the past, someone in the nearest star system. 4 years in the past, someone in the Andromeda Galaxy. 2.5 million years in the past. But here's the kicker. Because of relativity, there's no way to sync up everyone's now. If you're moving relative to someone else, you literally can't agree on what now means. And since everything in the universe is moving, there's no universal now. Your present moment is yours alone. Nobody else in the universe shares it with you. So if time isn't real, why does it feel so real? Why do we age? Why can't we remember the future? Your brain is basically a time machine, but it only works in one direction. It takes in information, processes it, and creates memories. This process follows the laws of thermodynamics. Basically, things tend to get more messy over time, not less messy. Think about it like this. You can scramble an egg, but you can't unscramble it. You can remember breaking the egg, but you can't remember it jumping back together. This isn't because time flows. It's because your brain is a physical system that creates order from disorder, and that only works one way. Your sense of time passing, that's just your brain comparing its current state to its previous states. It's like a movie. The film strip isn't moving, but when you play the frames in order, you see motion. Your consciousness is the projector, and your memories are the film. Now here's where this gets personal. If time isn't real, if past, present, and future all exist together, what does that mean for death? Think about your favorite movie. When you finish watching it, do the characters cease to exist? No, they're still there on the film, in their part of the story. According to Einstein's physics, we're the same way. Every moment of your existence is permanent, fixed in space-time like a fly in amber. The you from 10 years ago, still there. The you from yesterday, still there. They don't go away just because you've moved to a different part of the timeline. This view of time is called eternalism, and it suggests something profound. In a very real sense, everyone who has ever lived is still alive, just in a different part of space-time than where you are now. Now, this doesn't mean you're immortal in the traditional sense. You still experience life sequentially. You still age. Your body still stops working. But the collection of moments that make up your life, those are forever. So what do you do with this information? How does knowing time isn't real actually help you? First, it completely changes how you think about regret and anxiety. That embarrassing thing you did 5 years ago. It's not gone. It's just in a different slice of space-time. But so is every good moment. They're all equally real, equally present in the grand scheme of things. This moment, right now, as you're listening to this, it's eternal. It will always exist. You can't waste time because time isn't a resource that runs out. It's a dimension, like space. You can't run out of left or right, and you can't run out of time. But here's the practical part. Your experience is still sequential. You still need to make choices. You still feel duration. The difference is, now you can stop thinking of life as a race against the clock. Instead of seeing life as a line from birth to death, see it as a sculpture. Every moment adds to the shape. Some parts might be rough, others smooth, but they all contribute to the whole. And that whole exists forever in the block universe. Scientists have actually studied people who've had their sense of time disrupted. Patients with certain brain injuries can lose the ability to perceive duration. They might feel like a minute is an hour, or an hour is a minute. But they're still conscious, still alive, still experiencing. This tells us something important. Our perception of time is just that, a perception. It's created by our brains, not fundamental to consciousness itself. There's also something called time blindness. Some people with ADHD experience this. They have trouble sensing how much time has passed. They're not broken. They just perceive duration differently. And guess what? They navigate life just fine, often by using external cues instead of internal time sense. Meditation masters report similar experiences. In deep meditation, the sense of time can disappear completely. An hour might feel like minutes, or minutes like hours. They describe touching something eternal outside the flow of time. Turns out, they might be more right than they know. Here's the biggest mind blow of all. If time isn't real, then the universe isn't heading anywhere. There's no final destination, no ultimate purpose that we're moving toward. The universe just is. This might sound depressing, but it's actually liberating. It means this moment isn't just a stepping stone to something better. This moment is the destination. Every moment is. You know how people always say, live in the present? Well, physics says that's literally all you can do. The present is all that exists from your perspective. But now you know that your present is eternal, frozen forever in the crystalline structure of spacetime. Your life isn't a story moving from beginning to end. It's a permanent feature of the universe. Every laugh, every tear, every boring Tuesday afternoon, they're all eternal monuments in spacetime. So where does this leave you? You still have to go to work tomorrow. You still get hungry. Your bills still need paying. Knowledge that time isn't real doesn't change your daily experience. Or does it? When you really internalize this, something shifts. That anxiety about getting older, it's based on an illusion. That regret about the past. You're mourning something that still exists. That fear of death, you're afraid of an ending that doesn't really end anything. You start to see your life not as a race, but as a painting. Not as a story, but as a sculpture. Each moment isn't disappearing. It's adding to an eternal structure that will always exist. This is why Einstein, near the end of his life, wrote to the family of a deceased friend. For us believing physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. He wasn't trying to comfort them with pretty words. He was stating what he believed to be a physical fact. Right now, reading these words, you're experiencing something that will exist forever. This moment. Your thoughts, your feelings, the position of every atom in your body. It's all permanent. You're not passing through time. You're creating an eternal sculpture with your existence. Every choice you make doesn't just affect your future. It shapes your eternal structure in space-time. You're not building toward something. You're building something. Right now. Always. This is what physics tells us. This is what Einstein discovered. Time isn't a river carrying you along. It's more like an ocean, and you exist as a unique pattern of waves, forever frozen in the cosmic ice. The next time you're stressed about a deadline, remember, you have all the time in the universe because time isn't real. The next time you're sad about the past, remember, it still exists, just as real as this moment. The next time you fear the future, remember, it's already there, waiting for you to experience it. You're not a temporary arrangement of atoms rushing toward dissolution. You're an eternal pattern in the fabric of reality itself, and that changes everything. If this just shattered everything you thought you knew about reality, subscribe, because we're just getting started.